Okay, cool. All right. We're getting some feedback. We are here. We are live. Good. All right. So welcome. Hello, everyone. Congratulations to those of you who have created your online courses already. And for those of you who are at the beginning of the journey, welcome. It's a really, really exciting time for all of us to be putting our expertise online. As we've seen, the world has been forced to going on to online very, very recently. And so this is a fantastic time for you to establish yourself as an authority, to gain some credibility in your area of expertise, and to do that in a way that's going to help and impact other people positively, not to mention give yourself a different stream of income as well. So my name is Sarah Cordiner. I'm one of the Thinkific experts here, and I've been a Thinkific expert now since the program first began, I think about 4 or 5, maybe 6 years ago, roughly. I think it's been a while. And I a qualified course creation specialist. So I have a 7-figure education company. I've got over 20,000 students in 168 countries. I hold the record for being the youngest university director in Australian history, and am degree and postgraduate qualified in the space of education, curriculum design and development and teaching. So you're in very good hands. Now, in the last 14 years, I have now run my education company all over the world, and I have managed to kind of achieve all of these accolades without actually spending money on paid ads. And I do this using organic marketing methods and by using the process of putting myself out there as an expert. So more than anything, to succeed in online course creation, to succeed in educating others, you first have to have a bit of courage. And that's the only way that I can put it out there. You've got to be brave enough to put your thoughts, your opinions, your processes, your strategies, your ideas, your approach, your context out to the world, and simply share that openly, lovingly, and willingly. Now, in this presentation today, I am going to share with you 12 ways that you can go out there, market, promote, and sell your online courses. And on top of that, how you can actually use those promotional methods of making yourself stand out as an expert to sell your online courses as well. So I'm going to share my screen with you, which is why I've gone through the Zoom link here. Now, for those of you who don't know, you can actually use Zoom to present live on Facebook like I'm doing right now. So for those of you who have a paid Zoom account, this actually allows you to live stream through Zoom into any Facebook group, which is awesome. By the way, I have permission from the admins to be doing this presentation today. It's all pre-organized. But you can obviously then use the Zoom functionalities to teach. So you can share your screen. You can put up a presentation beside you and still have your head presenting. You can do screen demos. So obviously when you're using the Facebook Live function, this can be a pretty challenging feature to use. And I believe with Facebook Live, you can't have your head showing at the same time as you're sharing a screen. So Zoom is just a by the way tip. You can live stream from Zoom, and it allows you to then share your screen, which is exactly what I'm going to do right now so that you guys can see my slides. Okay, so I'm just going to make this full screen. And here we go. Now, just before I get started, I just want to let you know that I have actually currently made my online course completely free access at the moment. It's called How to Create Profitable Online Courses, and it has an entire module on course launch and marketing in there as well. So those of you who are watching this particular presentation for the marketing purposes, if you go onto sarahcordiner.com/freedom, you can actually get completely free access to my program, which is normally $500. So do go on in there. It will teach you everything from how to create your online course, how to set up your tech, how to come up with the right ideas, how to make sure it's going to have market demand, but of course, get it in front of people as well. Okay, so the first tip I want to give you is if people can't see you and they can't hear you, you simply don't exist. In the world of business, that is how it works. I'm sorry, but yeah, if you are not present, if you're not in front of people, if they don't know that you are there, then they simply cannot buy from you. One mistake I see a lot of course creators making is that they will create the online course. They're really excited. They go, woohoo, it's created, it exists. And then they kind of sit back and wait for sales. And then no sales come. And then they go, oh, well, this was a rubbish idea. I wish I never bothered doing that. Your course is not going to sell itself. I'm really sorry. It will never sell itself. If you do nothing with it afterwards, I am afraid to tell you that you are never going to make a single sale at all. Your sales are directly proportionate to how much you put it out there. People are not going to come looking for you. We live in a world of convenience right now. And so if people literally don't just come across it because you've put it there, put it in front of their faces, they're not going to go looking. Sorry. So one of the things that I use is about being omnipresent and being prolific. Now, as you can tell from my accent, originally from the UK, and I have now been living in Australia for about 8-9 years. Now, when I first moved to Australia, I did not know anybody. I had nothing. I had no connections. I had no laptop. I had no mobile phone. I literally had absolutely nothing at all. I was starting from ground zero. Now, I literally just spent my life savings on a wedding and moving my entire life across to the other side of planet Earth. So I had no money either. And within 18 months of moving to Australia with nothing, I had a 7-figure business and 23 employees in a physical office in Western Australia. Now, I did that because the first thing I said to myself when I rocked up in Australia with nothing at all was, how can I make sure that people know I exist? How can I make sure that I'm there in front of people? How can I make sure that people know that I'm here and that I can help them? And I'm just checking I'm recording. Yes, I am recording. So I thought, right, I need to be prolific. I need to be omnipresent. I need to be everywhere all of the time. I need to do my absolute best to show people who I am, to show them what skills I have, and to make them trip over me, fall over me, and just bump into me all of the time. So I thought, okay, cool. How am I going to do that without being annoying? Because, no one likes the person who's like, rah, 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 look at me, look at my stuff, come and buy from me, post, spam. It's the fastest way to be hit with the block button. So I thought, okay, well, if I'm just going out shouting about my services, probably not going to get very far very quickly. However, if I go out and help people, perhaps I might get a different result. So I went out and did my best to educate. Now, one of the things I did do which was an offline method, was actually to go to every single conference at the local conference centre and ask if I could speak on stage. I actually got accepted for that on quite a few occasions because I offered to do it for free, and that got me a huge amount of leads. It got me some really decent contracts as well. But we're talking about online techniques here because a lot of people are stuck at home still with COVID. So let's focus on the online methods I used. I thought, right, instead of telling people that I'm good at what I do, how about I simply show them that I'm good at what I do? Instead of promising people that I can get them certain results, how about I let them experience for themselves that I can get them certain results and outcomes? And so I started simply sharing my expertise online instead of putting adverts and promotional posts online. I started looking for the most commonly asked questions that people were asking and quite simply answered them all. Now, I collect up a massive Excel sheet and I list down every single question that my audience are asking in my field. I go to Facebook groups, I go to keyword searches, I go to YouTube, I go to Google, I go and find these questions and I keep them all in a massive Excel sheet. Quite simply, turn on the live stream and answer that question. It might only take 2 minutes for you to do that. You don't have to do some massive presentation. A quick 2-minute answer to a commonly asked question, live stream it, download the live stream as an MP4 video and re-upload the MP4 video to your YouTube channel, to your social media channels, whatever it might be, so that it can be found and searchable absolutely everywhere. So it's the same. Start doing blogs. You take those questions. You can even transcribe that particular video and turn it into blog posts. So there's lots of different things that you can do to start educating your audience rather than selling to your audience, so they literally get to experience that you are the expert that you say you are. Now, I'm telling you that this is obviously all about organic marketing. It's all about organic content. You want to make sure that you are coming up in people's search results. The more you are coming up in search results on social media, on YouTube, in Google, in their podcast app, wherever it is they might be looking for things, the more likely you're going to be to get the business and to be seen as the leader in that particular industry. Now, I love to think of content. When I say content, we are talking about live streams, we're talking about videos, we're talking about blog posts, podcasts, all these different types of content that can be searchable for you. I like to think of them all like this spider's web. That every single time you put another piece of content out into the world, it can even be a social media post that's set to public, you're adding another ring to this spider's web. And the spider's web gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then obviously your area of capture becomes bigger. The chances of people finding you, stumbling across you, you popping up in their search results is absolutely multiplied every single time you add another ring to this web. And it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Everything you publish will be there forever unless you obviously take it down. And it will continue to help people find you and see you and hear you for the rest of time. I still make money from blog posts that I published years ago, years and years ago. They are still earning me money today. Honestly, it has been one of the highest returns of investment absolutely ever that I've put my time into. So I highly recommend it, and I really want you to kind of imagine this. This is a long-term game. Unlike paid advertising, which gives you, quick results, you get your ads right and they're working, you're going to get lots of people very, very fast. Fantastic strategy to be using, as well as this particular method. This method's a bit slower, but it has the longest term benefits. In my opinion, obviously, that's not a fact. Each strategy works differently for all of us. But I like to kind of go, well, if you can use a bit of paid ads, launches, or set deadlines you need to get lots of eyeballs in one date, at the same time as being prolific and omnipresent and creating this giant web over a period of time, the more your success rate is going to increase. So here is a strategy that I personally use to this day, and used to get myself to a very sort of reputable space in my particular industry. And you can do exactly the same no matter what industry you're in. So the first thing I say to people is first create your online course and start with a lead magnet course. Your most important thing in your business is to create something that is going to generate you leads and be bringing in prospects into your business. If you're not building your email list, you don't have anyone to sell your paid courses to. So I always say, start with your lead magnet mini course. This is going to be a short course, 3 to 5 videos that answer the top 3 to 5 questions that people are asking in your field. And it's going to be called, the top 3 ways to transform your life with your topic, whatever it might be. And this is going to start building out your database of people that you can start helping even more, and then obviously selling to when your paid programs are available. But once you've got your first set of courses together, I like to put about 25 to 50+% of my online course videos up on YouTube and schedule them to release sort of one a week or one every 2 weeks over a period of time. Why? Because those videos are going to help you be found. YouTube is a search engine, right? So I like to name my video with the question that people are likely to type into the search bar. The more you can name your videos with the questions people are searching in those search bars, the more likely it is that your video is going to be the video that comes up in the search results. Now, a little side strategy, make sure that your YouTube video in the description has the link to your free lead magnet or your paid online course. Also, go to the comments, and in the comments put, come and get access to my free thing here, or the link to your paid online course, and pin that comment at the top. Because then when people are on their phones or on the desktop, they're going to be able to see those links straight after they've watched the video. So that's really, really important. So all I do is do that, pop them up on YouTube. And now when people are typing those questions into Google or YouTube, now there is a chance for people to find me and for me to be seen. Now, the next thing I love to do is to transcribe my videos. Now, there are heaps of different transcription services. The one I personally use is rev.com, rev.com, and that's because it directly connects to YouTube. It just makes the whole process for me a little bit simpler. Rev connects to your YouTube channel, and you can simply say to Rev, transcribe this, 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 and this one. Now, the cool, excuse me. The cool thing about the transcription service is that it also provides you with your captions. So it will give you the full text file, and it's incredibly accurate, of your video script, but it will also give you the SRT file so that you can add the subtitles to your YouTube videos and to your Thinkific videos as well. You can actually go in and add these subtitles to the course, to the videos inside your Thinkific course, which of course now is going to improve your courses even more, particularly for those who might be hard of hearing. So you transcribe your videos, Now, the next thing I do is I simply turn those into blog posts. If your one video is answering a question, this is one of the techniques I really encourage people to make with their courses. I believe, for the purposes of marketing and the learning experience, that each video should be one tip only. And that one tip is answering a question. I always try to make my video titles a question that's being answered, and answer that one question in one video, and make that one video anything from a couple of minutes to roughly 10 minutes long. Now, that is not a rule at all. It doesn't matter if your videos are longer than that. I just kind of give that as a bit of a guideline. People like their answers to be delivered to them online as fast as possible, obviously in a way that's not detrimental to what you're actually teaching them. Okay, so if it requires more in-depth explanation, it's totally okay if it's longer. But I always say, like, kind of go for that 3 to 10 minute mark to answer one question with one video. So let's pretend, I did a video on how to make a cup of tea. Let's say I specialize in tea production or something. I'm then going to call my blog post how to make a cup of tea. And now I've got the transcript from that actual video, which was all about how to make a cup of tea. Post it on my website. And now I've added yet another ring to the web. Now I have even more chance of my stuff coming up in people's search results, because I've now created and published a blog post on my topic on the internet. Now, simply send it out to your mailing list. If you have one already, please stay in touch with your email list. One of the things I see happening way too often with experts is that they are afraid to email their list. What? What's this about? They go, I'm so scared. What if they unsubscribe? Well, what if you send them nothing and you're paying for them to be there for what? What if they unsubscribe? Dude, if they unsubscribe, they're not interested in your stuff. So why are you paying for them to sit in this vault? Your email list have opted into your list. They have chosen to be there because they like you, or they like their content, or they want to hear from you. So please contact them. It takes 11 points of contact for people to even remember your name, let alone to even consider buying from you. So it is critical, not just advisable, it is critical that you are regularly in contact with your list. So how often should you email them? Guess what? It's your list. You get to decide. There are no rules around this. It's your list. You look at how often your audience want to be contacted. Send them a survey. Ask them. Look at your open rates. I mean, if your open rates and unsubscribe rates dramatically increase, well, perhaps there's something about your content or the frequency that you might need to go and look at. Ask the audience again. But you know what? If you're on your list, they want to hear from you, provided that you're providing information and answers to questions, and you're not just spamming people with buy my stuff emails. Well, if they're interested in you, they're going to stay there. If it's helpful, they're going to stay there. So that's what I mean about being omnipresent and being prolific in an educational manner, in a way that's helpful, in a way that's encouraging and motivating and inspiring. They are going to stay there, and they will get to a point when they look forward to your emails if you're always providing helpful stuff. And of course, then when you do have a course to launch, if you've sent them lots and lots of helpful stuff, well, believe me, you're going to have a pretty high success rate with selling your course when you do finally have a promotion to put on. So mail your list, stay in touch with them. And again, now you've had yet another opportunity to get in front of your audience. Now, the next thing I like to do is I like to grab my my blog post. I like to print it out and get a highlighter pen and kind of highlight little sentences that kind of come out as nice tips, or kind of little one-liners. And I love to then load those up to go on social media. So I use an auto posting tool called buffer.com, B-U-F-F-E-R. There's also other ones out there. You may have heard of Hootsuite. There's heaps that auto post for you. This is the one that I personally use and really, really like it. So the cool thing about this is I go to Buffer. Now I've got YouTube videos. I grab the links to the YouTube videos and get those ready to share. I grab the blog post articles, dump those links in so that they're ready to share across my social media. I then grab those the snippets of text. Some people just like to read a bit of text when they're scrolling through Facebook or LinkedIn. So now pop in these little bits of text and load those up as well. Now these Buffer connects to all your channels, all of your groups. all you simply do is load it and forget, and it will auto post everything. So now you are going to be even more prolific and omnipresent. A lot of people say to me, like, Sarah, you're online all the time. I don't have the time to do that. I'm like, I'm not online all the time. I pay the $100 a year or whatever it is for buffer so that I can like get on with my life rather than having to sit on Facebook all the time. But this does it for me in a way where I can share educational, helpful, informational content without having to sit on social media all the time. Okay, it's really, really cool. These little tools are so worth investing in. I'm gonna have a little sip of coffee and just check the stream and make sure that we don't have any problems. Love everything you share. Just signed up. You can hear me fine. Fantastic. We're going good. Okay, I'll carry on then. Let's go back to presenter screen. Got to have a sip of coffee in the morning. All right, let's move on to method number 6 that I use to promote and sell my courses and be seen as an expert online and be omnipresent and prolific. Love those strong words. So remember I said in my blog post, what I did is I highlighted these little kind of one-liners that stood out. Now what I do is I go on to canva.com, C-A-N-V-A, canva.com, and I create these little image cards. These beautiful little image cards, those watching the video here that you can see up on the screen. And I simply go online course creation tip, put the tip, and then underneath I put my URL. So for you, it might be, let's say you do Facebook ads. Facebook ads tip, put your tip. Now you have images that you can load into your buffer and share across all of your social media channels on autopilot. So now we've got visual content, we've got text content, we've got long form, we've got short term. Now we've got these image types of content too. So now we're making sure we grab the attention of every type of learner. Great, brilliant, omnipresence, prolificness, giving people helpful tips, okay? Because it's a tip and it's also more than just some kind of motivational line. It's an actual tip that people can follow. So that's the next thing we do. Number 7 is I then go back to my course video and I simply save it as an MP3. So I created these videos for my online course. I go File, Save As an MP3. Some people just love to listen to content. So if you've got online courses that are not you physically demonstrating something or physically showing a screen, well, add the audio to your online courses as well, so that those people who just want to listen on the go have that option too. But also because with this audio, you can now create your own podcast. You've already created the content. If you've created a course, you simply save the video as an MP3 audio file and go and publish it on a platform that will auto-distribute to the podcast channels for you. So as an example, one that I use is called podcast.co. There are many podcast distribution platforms. All you do is simply upload your audio files to there and it will auto-distribute it to Spotify, to Podbean, to iTunes, and so on. So it's a really, really easy way for you to, yet again, find another way of distributing yourself, being prolific, being omnipresent, being everywhere, and adding more and more and more rings to those spiders' webs, because podcast episodes are searchable on Google, right? So now you're just adding more ways that you and your courses can be found. Now, don't forget, guys, when you are doing podcasts, whether you're a guest on them or whether you are the host yourself, make sure you're using this opportunity to promote your courses, okay? So one of the things that I often do is promote my free thing. So I always have a freebie to give away. For me, it's my course creation starter kit usually, because as soon as they've got that, they're on your list. If you're exchanging that freebie, maybe you got your free course up on Thinkific, give that link out. Well, they have to enter their email address on Thinkific to actually access your free stuff, right? So now they're on your email list. Use your email list to be in touch with them, share with them, educate them even more, and then obviously promote your paid products. It's easier to get someone's email address for a free thing than it is to just directly sell. So I personally prefer to give away freebies rather than promote my paid courses when I'm doing these public marketing exercises, because it's so much easier to get an email for a freebie. Okay, so another thing I like to do is I like to grab this blog post that came from a single online course video and simply go and publish it as an article on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn has its own kind of blog publishing service. You go on over to home, the home page, you press write an article, and these articles will then show up as if it's like your own kind of blog page on your LinkedIn profile. And this then obviously makes you more searchable on LinkedIn itself, but also these articles are publicly searchable on the internet, full stop. So again, it's yet another way for you to show another area, another group of people, another network, what you are an expert in. Obviously, you're going to be adding a link to your free thing or your online course in these articles. And again, you're now just being more prolific and more omnipresent. So now you've created that blog post. Well, why stop there? Why don't you now try and get in front of other people's audiences with that expert content? So one of the things I love to do is send out my articles to other blogs and online magazines. They're always looking for content. They're always looking for information to share. So what you want to do is go to Google. This is how I find them. Go on over to Google and type in who you're targeting. Who are you are you targeting mums? If you're targeting mums, put mums and then in square brackets, right for us. If you're targeting entrepreneurs, put in entrepreneur, square brackets, right for us. And what this will do is bring up all of the online blogs and magazines that accept guest articles. I then create a massive Google sheet and I simply collect up that database of online blogs and magazines. Every time I've done an online course video that I've transcribed and turned into a blog post, I simply then just mail out to all of these online magazines and articles and bloggers and say, would you like to post this as a guest post? The only thing I ask in return is that you have a link back to my website. So obviously, what does my website do? My website offers my free thing so that I can try and grow my email list by people opting into my free thing. So this is a really great way for you to now get in front of quite literally thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, potentially even millions of readers. Because if this podcast, if this blogger or online magazine likes your article, they will send it out to their entire list, let alone publish it on their platform. Now you are findable somewhere else too. It's incredible how much reach you can get. Guys, all of this from a single online course video. That's it. It's amazing what you can do. Now, what's the next thing you do? Well, publish a book. So after a while, perhaps you've created maybe 25 to 50 short videos. Each video is answering one question. So it's only 25 to 50 little tips, right, that you've created a short video answer for. You've transcribed them. You've turned them into articles. Collect them all together, save it as a PDF, and upload it to Amazon. Guys, this is how simple it is to publish on Amazon. You go to kdp.com, stands for Kindle Direct Publishing.com. And from there, you log in with your normal Amazon login details. You press create a book. You write in the title of the book. You write in the description of the book. You upload the cover image, which, by the way, create in Canva. It's free. There's loads of book cover templates in there. Create your cover, upload your cover, upload your internal file, and boom, you press publish, you will be on Amazon. Now, the wicked thing about Amazon is that people can look inside your book without buying the book. And this is why this is important. Let me show you what I do. So in all of my books, the very first inside page, I don't know if you can read this, but it says, get my free thing. Okay, so the first inside page is I actually offer them a free mini course. And so when people go onto Amazon, they're considering buying a book, there's this function that says look inside. That's the first thing they see. It's a clickable link. So you literally are promoting to Amazon shoppers, boom, from Amazon without them even having to buy the book in the first place. And I have got heaps of traffic and heaps of leads using that methodology on Amazon. It's amazing. It's really, really cool. And it works. Okay. And it's really very little effort. Like I said, if you've created the course, you've already done all the work. You've already done it. It's amazing. Okay. So the next thing is you want to get yourself out to other people's audiences. So I would recommend that you get yourself on online summits or lives. So quite literally just go to Google and type in your keyword of who you're targeting. Let's say it's mums, mothers. Type in mums and then type in online summit 2020. See what comes up. If you're targeting entrepreneurs, type in entrepreneur online summit 2020 and it will bring up heaps of search results of all these different summits that are taking place. Well, all you're going to do is contact them and say, hey guys, my name is, I'm an expert in the following topic. I would love to come on your summit to present the following topic. And here are 3 key things that I will teach them when I come on board. amazing. Okay, so many of them will say yes because they are looking for speakers. You've just made your life a million times easier because now you're someone else they don't have to go and look for. Well, boom, now you're going to be in front of all of their audiences. And the great thing about summits is every single presenter is promoting the summit. So you just get in front of so many other people's audiences. It's incredible. Okay, final tip is podcasts. So I've kind of actually already touched on this. So if you are not the kind of person who is interested in creating your own podcast, that's totally okay. It's not for everybody, but you can simply go on other people's podcasts. So same technique I use for looking for blogs that I can share my articles on. I want to find podcasts that I could present on that are going to have a really good reach for me. So again, I use the same technique if I want to target entrepreneurs. I'll type in entrepreneurs and then in square brackets, podcast, be a guest. So entrepreneur podcast or square brackets, be a guest, and it will bring up all these podcasters that happily accept guests. And what do? I reach out to them. Hi, I'm an expert in this particular topic. Here are 3 things I'd love to share with your audience. And I also have a free gift for your audience too. Give away your free lead magnet mini course. Boom, you've added another ring to the spider's web. And the great thing about podcasts is the more people interview, the more their podcast grows, the more viewers and listeners and referrals and leads you're going to get. I find that podcasts are very cumulative because they just get more and more and more downloads over time. So I've been interviewed on podcasts 6-7 years ago that I'm still getting leads from today. So it's incredible that return on investment for, half an hour to an hour of your time, giving away some content on someone's episodes really can make a massive difference to the exposure you get. And again, the search results that you will come up in. So it's pretty powerful stuff. And so that's going to bring me to the end. I have millions of techniques I can share with you, but I've probably already made your brain explode already. So I just wanted to jump on today to give you those 12 tips of making yourself stand out, be seen, be heard, lead in your field, be brave enough and have courage to share, help and educate. The more you do that, the more people will see you as an expert. Now, this takes time, guys. This is not something that happens overnight. A lot of people sort of do a couple of posts and get so frustrated that no one's liked anything, no one's given them any feedback or any comments. People will watch silently for a long time. And I believe that there's kind of a magic mark of about 18 months. I've worked with a huge amount of people to help them, gain this expert credibility in their space through online courses and educational products and programs. And there seems to be an 18-month magic number. If you consistently put yourself out there and be helpful on purpose, entrepreneurial, you will get to a point where people will start to remember your name and will begin to tag you in Facebook groups. Someone will ask a question in a Facebook group and bing, 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 your name's going to get tagged like 10 times. As people go, oh, I know that this person's an expert in that. They're only going to know you're an expert in that thing if you've proved and demonstrated that you're an expert over a period of time. Nobody is going to crown you an expert. There is no magical throne or knighthood day where someone's like, oh, you are now an expert. You have to do it yourself. Okay, you have to be brave enough to blow your own trumpet. Nobody else is going to blow it for you until you already get there, and then they will. But you have to do that yourself. Now, if you're not brave enough to go out there and say, I'm good at what I do and I'm passionate about what I do, well, no one else is going to either. You have to be brave enough to do it yourself, but then prove it by following up in giving the content, sharing the expertise and sharing the knowledge. You have to make it an undeniable fact, not something that people are questioning. Oh, is she an expert? Make it an undeniable fact by simply putting enough content out there to prove that it's true, as well as always being there for people, of course, as well. So there we go. I do have a free course creation starter kit at sarahcordiner.com/starter kit. But as you know, I'm also giving away my online course at the moment, how to create profitable online courses. It's normally $500, but because of COVID, I've decided I really want to try and help people get online at this time. So temporarily it's free, and you can grab that at sarahcordiner.com/freedom. Please feel free to connect with me, add me as a friend, ask any questions you want below, tag me in this group if you have questions you'd like me to answer. Meanwhile, there are more experts corners coming up. So for those of you who don't know, Thinkific has an experts page, and they're a group of incredible experts who come onto the group here and share their knowledge and expertise with you. Some specialize in coding, some specialize in curriculum design, some specialize in marketing. There's a whole range of expertise there of people that can help you get online at this time. So do go and check out the Thinkific Experts page. If you've created a course, congratulations. Share your link in the comments below so that we can all go and check your courses out. I love seeing what people have created, and you never know, we might just become customers if you share it. Start being prolific and omnipresent now. Start singing your own praises, blowing your trumpet, because no one's going to do it for you. And the only way you're going to help change people's lives is if you put your content out there in front of them and serve it up to them on a plate. Good luck. Keep going. This is a long journey. It is not something that happens fast. You must simply be brave enough to get out there and not ever stop. The secret to my success is that I just have never quit. All right, that's all it is. That's all it comes down to. There isn't much more of a secret to it than that. There's never a perfect first version of your course, guys. If you're sitting there going, but it's not perfect, it's not Hollywood production, it's not as good as it could be. Look, version 1 is always going to suck a little bit. Version 2 will suck a little bit less, and so on. Please get version 1 out there. If you put the perfect version 1 out there, you waited too long to launch. All right. Get it out there. It's not going to help anyone if it's stuck in your brain. It's not going to help anyone at all. Good luck. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much for coming along to today's Expert Corner, and good luck with your online courses. I hope you make millions of dollars at the same time as you're helping millions and millions of people change their lives. Good luck and see you soon. Bye.